Welcome back to our Google Classroom and our Read Aloud. Today we're going to read The Mitten. I know it's spring and we see snow here. I promise you it's a great story. And this story is written by Jan Brett. And in this story, boys and girls, there's going to be a little boy, Nicky, who wants a pair of snow white mittens. And in this story, his Baba, which is his grandmother, knits him a pair of mittens but tells him not to lose them. So when Nicky goes out in the snow to play, he loses one of his mittens and it's never the same again. Can you spot his white mittens? Let's find out what happens. Here we go. Once there was a boy named Nicky who wanted his new mittens made from wool as white as snow. At first, his grandma, Baba, did not want to knit him mittens. If you drop one in the snow, she warned, you'll never, ever find it. But Nicky really wanted the snow white mittens. So finally, Baba gave in and made them. After she finished, she said, when you come home, first I will look to see if you're safe and sound, but then I will look to see if you still have your snow white mittens. So off Nicky went, and it wasn't long until one of his new mittens dropped in the snow and was left behind. Can you spot the mittens? Let's see what happens. First animal, keep that in mind. A mole, tired from tunneling along, discovered the mitten and burrowed inside. It was cozy and warm and just the right size, so he decided to stay. To burrow means to hide in a hole and then squeeze into a tight space. So if you look all the way in the back there, you could see it. The next animal was a snowshoe rabbit, and it came hopping by. He stopped for a moment to admire his winter coat. It was then that he saw the mitten. He wiggled in, feet first. The mole didn't think there was room for the both of them, but when he saw the rabbit's big kickers, he moved over. Kickers is another word for big feet. The next animal, a hedgehog, came snuffling along. Having spent the day looking under wet leaves for things to eat, he decided to move into the mitten and warm himself up. The mole and the rabbit were bumped and jostled, but not being ones to argue with someone covered with prickles, they made room. To jostle means to bump someone roughly, which is something we do not do. Right? Keep our hands to ourselves. As soon as the hedgehog disappeared into the mitten, a big owl, attracted by the commotion, swooped down. And when he decided to move in also, the mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog all grumbled. But when they saw the owl's glinty talons, they quickly let him in. So if you look up closely, you could see those pointy feet. This animal's next, and this is a badger. Up through the snow appeared a badger. He eyed the mitten and began to climb in. The mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, and the owl were not pleased. There was no room left. But when they saw his diggers, they gave him the thumb. Oh, look at this one. It started snowing, but the animals were snug in the mitten. A waft of warm steam rose in the air, and a fox came trotting on by to investigate. Just the sight of the cozy mitten made him feel tired and drowsy. The fox poked his muzzle in, and when the mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, the owl, and the badger saw his shiny teeth, they gave the fox lots of room. Let's see. Whoa! Do you think this animal's gonna fit? A great bear lumbered by. He spied the mitten, all plumped up. Not being one to be left out in the cold, he began to nose his way in. The animals were as packed in as tightly as they could. But what animal would argue with a bear? Not me, not Miss Schwartz. I don't think anybody. The mitten swelled and it stretched. It was pulled and bulged too many times its size. But Baba, who was Grandma, knitting, held up fast. And along came a little cute meadow mouse. No bigger than an acorn. She wriggled into the one space left that made her comfortable on top of the great bear's nose. Let's see. Oh my goodness, what happened? The bear was tickled by the mouse's whiskers and gave an enormous achoo! The force of the sneeze shot the mitten up into the sky and scattered the animals in all directions. Scattered means to spread out. They went everywhere. Here comes Nicky. On his way home, Nicky saw a white shape in the distance. It was the lost mitten silhouetted against the blue sky. Can you see the mitten? Silhouette means, boys and girls, the outline of the shape, which is what he saw in the sky. As he ran to catch his snow white mitten, he saw Baba's, Grandma, face in the window. First, she looked to see if he was safe and sound, and then she saw that he still had his new mittens. There he is, catching the mitten. And if you look up closely, you can see how the mitten is stretched out. I wonder what she's thinking. The end. So boys and girls, along to go with this story, the mitten. I know it's spring, like we talked about, but you can go search in your house and see if you have a pair of mittens that you would like to share, a picture of you wearing them. Maybe you could try to fit some stuff in there and share that. The next two things that we're going to have linked, this is one. It's a picture of a mitten. I wrote my name on the top. And you could draw whatever you want in your mitten. It could be a big pizza. It could be a dog. It could be cake, balloons, whatever you like. I decided to do 15 hearts to represent you guys because we love and miss you. And I wrote on the bottom, my mitten is so big, 15 hearts can fit inside. If you don't have a printer, you could just draw a picture. You can comment what would fit inside your mitten and use any materials that you would like. I did some tissue paper and markers, pens, crayons, whatever works. The next one, this will be printed too. You can cut these animals out and make like a storyboard to retell the story. Again, if you don't have a printer, you could draw, you could write their names, draw your favorite animal from the story, just talk about it, whatever works. So let's just review what went inside the mitten. First animal was the mole. Then we had the rabbit, the hedgehog. Next came the owl. After that, the badger with his big diggers. The fox came trotting by. The great big bear nuzzled in. And then the little mouse sat on the bear's nose. And he went, achoo! So if you would like to make one of these and share it, it would be great. Or you could just share your favorite part of the story too. So all of these work. I really hope you enjoyed this story. We miss you guys so much. We're so thankful and love seeing all of your work and your faces. So enjoy. Can't wait to see what you come up with. Bye, everybody.